Us whisky nerds often have a soft spot for one brand, One Distillery, which we hold near and dear to our hearts. Closer to home, the barkeep of the Black Lodge, the man with a dram on the run, David from Drinks Whisky. So let me know down in the comments how wrong I am and what is your favourite distillery. Thanks so much to the Bottle Slap Club. Do please...
How'd I pick a distillery? Nah. This is going to be a problem, isn't it? One Distillery. Do you go weird? But is that too obvious?
Gotta take a little time to think things over.
One distillery. Just one distillery. Aye, easy for you to see. Think of that whiskey. But you know what one it'll be. One distillery.
Now this mountain I must climb.
Do you go weird?
Feels like the world.
I just don't know. But is that too obvious?
Through the clouds I see love shine. It keeps me warm as life grows colder.
What am I supposed to pick?
In my life, there's been heartache.
One distillery.
I don't know if I can
One distillery.
face it again.
Just one distillery. Easy for you to see.
I've traveled so far to change this lonely life. I wanna know what love is.
Hello and welcome to the Black Lodge. I'm David at Drinks Whisky and we are here to respond to Mr. Jeff Whisky, who laid the challenge down to pick one distillery if I had to. I'm not somebody that normally picks individual whiskies that I shout out. Everybody knows I've got loads of favourites. So I went to my Patreons at patreon.com/drinkswhisky and I said to them, if you had to pick a distillery, what would you pick? Because there's obvious choices and there's whatever, and I was a little bit shocked at what they came back with. A couple of them came back and said the Cotswolds, and at this point I would normally hold a bottle up, but I don't have any Cotswolds, sadly, and I need to fix that because I have tried it and I've really enjoyed it, but I just never got around. One of those distilleries I've never got around picking up. I've tried their different stuff, but I don't know well enough. But I thought it's worth shouting out because they seem to like it. Then we have an obvious one in my eyes, and I've got it behind me. I've got it in the glass here, which is everybody's favourite Campbelltown. You get Springer. You get the Springbanks, and I thought, well, you could do Springbank, David, couldn't you? There's plenty of options. You love it. 12 cask strength is phenomenal. Local barley's great. Long Row's great. Hazelburn's great. I think you could really do that. And then I second guessed myself again. I went a bit too obvious. Great distillery. Any other day, completely. But I was like, oh. So again, went to Patreons and they said Wireworks, and I was like, absolutely, Wireworks is fantastic. I actually thought that's what Jeff was going to pick, but I always land on just the bourbon. I love the bourbon Wireworks cask, and again I just like, there's not enough that would keep me going. There's not enough variety in the set. Their stuff's great, I'm not saying it's not, I'm just saying for me, if it was winter or whatever, but that bourbon's just a steady eddy. Love it. What next? And I thought, well, you want something bourbony and light, and fruity, but then what if you want it darker and you want some like heavy peat? And I thought, Bruichladdich, of course. Like, I've got some somewhere in here. Somewhere I've got Octomore. You know, I can't get more peated than that. Super heavily peated, 128.9 ppms. But again, I kind of came down and I thought, well, I like it, Bruichladdich. I like the age statements, but is there enough variety? Because obviously you get Port Charlotte as well, and you get the Octomores. And again, I stepped back and I thought, nah, it's not quite doing it for me. And so I pondered, as you've seen, and I thought about it, and I get really deep into the thought, and I had a look around back here, and I tried to figure things out. And the answer was staring me in my face. I'd messaged some other mates, and they said, obviously it's going to be this. And I tried for it not to be. I really did try for it not to be. But, of course, it was going to be that. So Ardnamurchan. It had to be Ardnamurchan for me. The why? Well, if you've seen any of my videos before, if you're not and you're new here, I'm David at Drinks Whisky. I do a variety of content, and in March I did March Dram Madness, which was just a madness in itself. 32 whiskies over 31 days, straight bracket knockout tournament, and the Ardnamurchan cast strength won. And the reasons it won was, it's a fantastic dram, but there was this emotiveness to it. It reminded me of a place I used to live, it reminded me of being coastal, it just brought just a great feeling and depth to it, but the liquid was fantastic as well. A brininess, a kind of brashness to it. And then I've got the Paul Noir, and the Paul Noir releases I've loved. And I got into Ardnamurchan when I got into whiskey, because they were just releasing their AD collections, and so I've got every individual batch AD I collected. I have them all, and then I've got over there I've got the Adelphi limited release 10-year-old, and then I've got single casks, and I've got special editions and Madeira and like sherry and the lot. And I realised that's what I would do. I'd do Ardnamurchan because of that range where they've went. I've just done a review, I did the For Me or No For Me on the Midgie, and that tickled me as well. So it had to be, for me, Ardnamurchan. It just seemed like a bit of a no-brainer. And to celebrate me picking Ardnamurchan as my one dram, I'm going to pour myself, I'm going to crack open this, which is these numbers, by the way. Ardnamurchan, do my head in. This is the CK529. It is peated first fill American oak, Oloroso, sherry butt. If you've not had a peated Ardnamurchan, like, they're fantastic. They're really good and sherried. So I figured, let's get this opened to celebrate me picking it as one. Let's do that again. That's disappointing. There we go. Get it in the glass. Mad, I must have peep like, 'cause that's a jammy delight. Anyway, while I have this to say that Ardnamurchan would be my one distillery at this point in time, I need to nominate some other people. Now, Jeff did 3. I'm just going to lay back and do 2. I want to nominate one person who's pretty much partially responsible. I'm putting the blame on him for this madness down here. Like, if you come down here, there's too many bottles. And it's Alan, the whiskey friend, calling you out, buddy. You're the reason, when you were in your shed with all the Kilkerrans behind you, and I tell that story all the time, anybody that's familiar on here, what would your one distillery be? And secondly, Jeff went international and nominated G Whisky and nominated Can Buy Planet in Asia, and then myself down here in England in the south. I'm going to go transatlantic and nominate Tim at Whisky Whereabouts for his North American peninsula continental approach, and for him to tell us what his one distillery would be. Now, thanks Jeff for nominating me. Hopefully you enjoyed that. I know I did. Cheers. It's just banging, man. So good.